Okay. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Cory Dean here. Man, I am back with more Bloodborne, and I think I've set my own personal record for 2 days straight in a row. That's my record so far for days that I have personally been live streaming. That's kind of exciting. To be honest, there's a number of reasons for that, not just the game being awesome, because I love Bloodborne. It's an amazing game, but because of a number of things, as I think I mentioned this last time, but I do have a new microphone setup. I'm using a new condenser mic hooked up to a audio interface to my PC. I also have just recently picked up a ART MP Tube Studio preamp, and to be honest, it's been taking a while to get everything set up and equalized. This isn't like a straight up mixing board, you know. It has like all the equalization knobs there for every setting. It's just a basic audio interface with gain levels and output levels and things like that. But with a condenser mic, you have to use some sort of something with phantom power. Most preamps have phantom power. So anyway, aside from that fun, I've been fiddling around with that, and also updating my my PC's graphics drivers, and just kind of doing some basic tests as far as you know, what sounds the best, what looks the best. I'm able to, as I mentioned before, I'm able to run at 60 frames per second now, easy, at 720p. I will do some experimenting to see how high I can get it up to. I'm sure I wouldn't have any problem getting up to 1080p, but I'd like to do that at a time when the other devices in the household aren't really being used as far as internet connected devices. But in the meantime, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with watching this game at 720p at 60 frames per second, at least on YouTube, because that's, let's put it this way, I couldn't even stream at 360p, as you guys remember, during my days before the new setup. So, but I'm really enjoying this new audio workstation, basically, that I have set up here. Just so you guys know, I'm not promoting, just mentioning what I'm using. I got a MXL 990 large diaphragm studio condenser mic, the Behringer Euphoria HD 204 preamp or audio interface, excuse me, and the ART MP Studio Tube preamp. And yeah, so all those things hooked up together are giving me way more vocal control and much better vocal clarity than I've had before. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. I am already ready to go. I did, just before I started the stream, I just did a little bit of upkeep. I haven't played anything else. I just I upgraded my cane one more time. What's up, MLA? How you doing, man? I upgraded my cane one more time, and I leveled up my character 2 more levels or 3 more levels. I'm level 15 anyway, regardless. And I bought the gloves for this outfit. So, now this is going to be a big session. This is going to be a very big session. We are going to take on the first boss for sure today, probably the second boss as well. But there's 2 things that I need to do very quickly before I do that. It's not going to take too long, but there are things that I will definitely benefit from if I can take care of that before the boss fights. So I'm going to do that now. And by the way, MLA or anybody who's watching, if the audio isn't balanced, if the game audio is too loud or my mic volume isn't loud enough, let me know and I'll adjust it a little bit. I think I got everything set correctly. But oh, it looks like I might not have actually with that really loud intro section. Let's go. There. That's what we were at before. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so anyway. Let's get started. Now, these aren't really, like I said, these are... Oh, and one last thing I did want to mention. I'm not playing online today just to see if some of the stuttering yesterday with the controller had anything to do with that. There's no... Oh. Whoa, whoops. How did I miss that backstab? Oh, well. Anyway, I am, no, what was I saying? Now I'm drawing a blank. Sorry. Jeez. Oh, well. Keep going. Maybe I'll remember what I was thinking anyway. There it is. Alright, sweet. At this point, I'm pretty much just trying to get blood echoes, so... So my Cade is doing way more damage. I did put one more point into skill, as I was mentioning before, about the scaling of weapons, and the cane... Whoa! He came fast. One hit. Oh, whoops. That'll work. Yeah, so, this is a staple of FromSoftware's games. It's in Dark Souls and Demon Souls. I'll just give you guys an example. Thanks a bunch, MLA. Appreciate it. So let's take a quick look at this real quick. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So the threaded cane, now it's up to +2. Now you see on the bottom, in the middle there, there's all the stats. At the very bottom, there's attribute bonuses and attribute requirements. The bonuses are listed in a letter, E, B, and then there's a blank and a D. The first symbol is for strength, the second symbol is for skill, the third symbol is for blood tinge, and the fourth symbol is for arcane. Those symbols are your scaling abilities. Now, as I said before, this is like grading. There's A, B, C, D, E, and then I don't think there's an F. I think it just goes to blank after that. But more importantly, there's also an S for the highest scaling. Depending on what grade it is, you get more points with in relation to how much damage is. So the physical attack by itself is 92 damage with this weapon. I get an extra 13 points of damage because of the scaling of skill, because my skill is 15, as you see on the right, under my stats there. Now, on the Saw Spear, it's a D, and I only get a +8 because it's not nearly as high. I don't get as much of a bonus, but I do get a D bonus instead of an E bonus for strength. So that's why it's not quite as big as it would be, but the Saw Spear is still just standard, and the threaded cane is already level 2, so there's also that aspect to it. But finally, the numbers at the bottom, 7 and 9, and then the other 2 are blank. Those are the stat requirements that you need to have before you can use that weapon. So to use this weapon, you have to have 9 skill, which obviously that's not a whole lot. But if you started out with certain characters, you'd probably have to put a couple points in before you could use the threaded cane effectively. Now, in Bloodborne and in Dark Souls, weapons by themselves, you can use pretty much any weapon. But the kicker is that if you don't meet the requirements, it does a lot less damage. So that's an interesting way to make sure that you know, everybody is. You could use whatever you want, but it might not be such a good idea. So anyway, so let's get moving. God, I hate this part. Let's see if I can get through this without freaking getting my ass killed, but I could just run. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I am gonna do that. I have those pungent blood cocktails. Now I can show you what those guys are for. Now, these are, any beast, beasts are attracted to blood. So, you throw out a blood cocktail, they generally will go after the decoy blood and not after you. See, they just pretty much ignored me right there, so I can just run straight over here, get the hell away from those guys, and move on to where I need to go, as long as they didn't follow me. And no, they did not. Sweet. Okay. Or did they? No. No, they didn't. So this is gonna look familiar. Just a second. Sweet, another bloodstone shard. I did want to get my saw spear up one more level before I fought the first boss, so I hope I find... All I need is one more bloodstone shard, so hopefully I can get one more. But yeah, you recognize where I am now. This is that area where I first ran down the street. There's the damn pain-in-the-ass gunner on the wagon, and the freaking patrols walking up and down. So yeah, FromSoftware games do an excellent job of layering and stacking their environments. Even though, oh, there's my other bloodstone shard. Okay, cool. They make it so that you can see areas where you have been, and usually clearly see very specific parts of the, you know, like recognizable features of the areas. You can see them quite easily from areas that are somewhere far away, as opposed to just blank scenery that you know, isn't really at all what what it looks like. But anyway, so this is our next destination, and there's not a lot down here, but there are a couple things of worth. Is this wait a minute. Oh, that's just, yeah. So yeah, we're going down there, but I thought there was... No, I guess not. Okay. Alright. So... As you see, you can get back up right there. The way back up is just those ladders, but... yeah, so... Oh, I don't want that on there anymore. Let's get rid of that. Is there anything else I have that I want? I should put the, you know what, I'm gonna put that here. There we go. So, the Bold Hunter's Mark lets you return to the lantern that you arrived in without losing any of your blood echoes. So if you want to escape an area and because like you're low on resources or you have a lot of echoes and you want to use them before you die or whatever, you can use that to get out of there. What else is anything else important going on here? Here's one of these bastards. Oh, whoops. I guess I better just do it this way. Here, drop down. There we go. Man, I keep losing my train of thought today. I'm having a brain fart over and over again. I'm sorry, guys. I got this weird, weird thing. I'm losing my train of thought over and over. Oh yeah, there's the other beast. Okay, we're gonna hit this guy with a plunging attack, which I've done before, although I don't think it's out just in case. Oh, he saw me. Oh, and he fell. Damn it, I didn't want him to fall. Can he climb the ladder? I don't think he can climb the ladder, but well, screw it. I have to go down anyway, so. Well, we're just gonna have to take care of him when we go down there. Anything over here? Now you're not falling in. You better not be falling in. Oh, I thought that was an enemy. Oh, there's two of them up here? Or is that the one from down there? Did he walk out? I think maybe he did. Yeah, he's coming this way, so he had it. Yeah, because he lost health from falling, so. Damn it, couldn't hit him with a... no, not like that. There we go. No, wrong one. Man, my weapon is doing way more damage now. You see that difference? Jeez. You know, I realize, and I'm about to be able to get a different firearm, but there's the third one. I remembered he didn't have the clothes on. The ones with the spears with no shirt are, in general, more aggressive, but a little bit easier to parry. But as I was going to say, as I'm realizing now, I think I mentioned this at the very beginning when I took my weapons. I don't usually take the blunderbuss. I usually take the pistol. It's very easy to get the parry started with it, but the problem is that the range is hard to... Anyway, well, that's not so bad. Now I'm finding a ton of blood vials. That's good. Okay. Now, to take care of you. And as I mentioned before, check around every corner. I don't really remember this area too well, but here it comes. Oh, too early. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gonna fall. Oh, whoops, I missed that. Now I'm stuck. Uh-oh. Don't die. Oh, shit. Now I'm in trouble. Oh, shit. I'm screwed. Get out of there. Shit. There's only one chance I have to make a mad dash. Wow, I can't believe I made it. How in the hell did I make it? I didn't get the item I wanted. Oh man. Are you wow. And you see where I am, right? This is where we wow, that was a disaster. Oh man. You know what? I think it would be a better idea if I just do it this way. Wow. That was a crazy situation. I'm blown away I survived. That I did not think I was getting out of there alive. And that's one thing about this game too, and it's another point of the gameplay to bring up differences between how someone who kind of understands this game, has been playing it for a long time, and you know, enjoys it and understands it, versus an idiot who does it because his stream chat likes to watch him die over and over again and make fun of him, and he gets more views from that than any of this other bullshit. You know, someone like a fat slob who's living in Washington begging his teenage viewers for money for his taxes, you know, people like that. Don't want to mention any names, but it's a Phil. Yeah, and he's also a big rat. Big rats. just like Dark Side Phil. It's a big rat. No, anyway, so the reason I brought that up was because the only reason I got out of that situation is because I unlocked my lock-on while they were chasing me, because as you notice, and I'll demonstrate in a second as soon as I get rid of these enemies, but now when you're not locked on, you roll like this. When you're locked on, you do more of a sidestep dodge. I'll do that with one of these enemies up here. Who's coming after me this time? It's you again. So what? There's the dodge for this. Instead of the roll, it's just a sidestep. Now, if I was to have stayed locked onto those rats, I would have been dodging like that, not dodge rolling. And dodge rolling gets you way more distance. And if I'm not mistaken, it also has a little bit more in the way of invincibility frames, and your hitbox is obviously smaller because you're rolling. So anyway, that's another very important tip. Locking on is very good in some situations, but in others where you're fighting big mobs or against really, really big enemies like some of the bosses, trying to stay locked on is usually not a good idea, because you'll be aiming for somewhere in their torso or their head where you can't reach because it's way too high. And oops. I only have one more of these. Damn it. Well. Oh, whoops. I jumped right into it. There we go. Get me out of here. No, no, no. Not after all that. No, no. Why is he chasing me this far? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, no, I'm still alive. I've never seen that werewolf go that far. What's going on today, man? This game's conspiring against me. Next thing I'm gonna see the damn thing fall in. Okay, I'll tell you what. This time I'll take care of these ones with the attacks like I did last time. I'm gonna take care of that other one with the fucking Molotov. Plunging attack. Fuck you. Yeah. There we go. Now we're happy. Sweet. There's some more blood vials. Okay. This time, no more mistakes. No more mistakes. I'm going hardcore on this one. To be fair, another aspect, and I'm not, once again, I don't want to I don't want to make a bunch of excuses, but the controls in this game, they deliberately changed them up from Dark Souls to be a little bit different. Healing and using items are a different button because your healing items are always selected. Your consumable items that you can scroll through are a different button. And then you have a weapon in both hands, technically. You have a ranged weapon and a melee weapon. As opposed to Dark Souls, where you either have two weapons or a weapon and shield, or you use a two-handed weapon, or you use a ranged weapon, bow or crossbow, it takes both hands, whatever. So the control scheme is slightly different, on top of which another big difference, probably the biggest, is just the general speed of the combat. This game's combat is a lot faster. Alright, you bastard, get over here. That hurt. Gotcha now. Oh, yeah. Okay. I feel better now. There we go. Get those blood vials. Now, it's time to go kill the rats. My problem is, I'm out of Molotovs, and I'm going to have to handle this very, very carefully. Although, if I don't just fall right in the middle of the damn pack, I think I should be alright, but... I could have probably climbed up that ladder, too, if I was paying attention to what I was doing, but... I was way too panicked to notice that. So... And as you saw, too, there's one more of these beast guys at the very end of this tunnel. Yeah, it's not too big of a deal, but, yeah, there is one more, so. Alright. Quick descend. There we go. Alright. 3 down. Oh, jeez! That scared the hell out of me. Okay. Ooh, throwing knives. Sweet. These are really good. And since I'm down here, you know what? I was going to use the pebbles, but how about a demonstration? Might as well use these now anyway. Throwing knives. I really like throwing knives. And they're a little bit more well-suited for skill build characters, so... Alright, you bastards. Right in the ass. Yeah, let's go. Look at that damage. It's time to go whip. Let's whip it. Whip it good. Oh man, I missed. I didn't. Alright, I think it's just these two. And there we go. One more thing about the weapon transformations in this game, too, just so you guys know how that works. Now you have, as you see, a light attack, a heavy attack, and then you have the transformation. But there's, when you're doing a light attack combo, you can press transform in the middle of it to do a transformation attack, so you don't have to do it outside of combat. And it works for either form, so if I'm using the whip, one more attack, and bring it back into sword form, so... I better clear out everything down here before I go trying to go item hunting, which means that gotta get rid of this last son of a bitch over here. You know what? See if this works. Wrong way. This way. Nope, not long enough. Too early. There we go. Oh, and then I jumped through him. Man, I gotta get parry timing down. Alright. Good to go. Got that, and now this is another set of armor. It's almost identical to the armor you buy at the vendor in the dream, but it is slightly different. There's some differences in strength and in defenses like blunt or thrust, and considering thrust, I don't really know what I'm going to be running up against in the next area. I can't remember what their attacks are. Now this one, most definitely, the physical defense goes up, and that would be preferable just in to have general physical defense. Hunter gloves. Once again, it goes up by 10 points. So I want to do that. And the blood defense. No one here is using arcane, so that's not going to be an issue. And then the hat, which, once again, nobody's going to be using arcane. Nobody's going to be using bolt. Poison is not too far away, but it's not anywhere near here, so that's a bad idea. So I think we'll stick with this setup for now. Now, I'm just going to clear out the items from over here, and then we can take care of the last thing, which I'm going to have to go through that damn tunnel again that I did at the last part of the last stream. But this time, I'm going to take out that thing in the tunnel, but not head on. There's another way to do it, and it's obviously a much better way, much smarter way, and I'll show you where that's at as soon as we get there. I think this is the only other item left, and if I remember correctly, it's a madman's knowledge, but I'm not 100%. It might be a gem. Man, I'm good at that now. Oh, it's thick cold blood. Wow, okay. So yeah, the cold blood, the number next to it is an indicator of how powerful the cold blood is, and the higher the number, the more echoes it gives you, obviously. So that's it, right? That's it. The armor was the most important thing, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I don't have enough Molotovs to deal with these guys, so I'm gonna not even bother with that again. I guess I could just drop down the same way I did. Oh man, that was a weird way to land. That was another weird way to land. I can take them out one at a time. But I'm not going in there. You know, though, to be honest, I know that they don't awaken unless you go in there, but I don't remember. Oh, there is nothing there. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Let's get out of here. Oh yeah, there's two of them here. Man, come on. There we go. Man, look at that damage. That's how we do. Jumping attack is very, you know, I'm going to use a blood vial anyway. I might as well make some bullets. There we go, hit them both. said before, do not underestimate the crows. They don't look like much, but man, once they get going, land on your face and just start going to town. Okay. It just went down here, and I swear I'm already completely forgetting what's here. I remember these guys here. I remember the birds up there, and I remember that guy in there. But I don't think he comes after you unless you actually go to. Oh, whoops! Don't get too close. Oh, whoops! Don't get too close. I should use just scepters, but oh, jeez. Okay. Is that guy gonna? No, he's not. Okay. Come on, bitch. Let's go. Reach. Okay. Alright, we're almost there. Just 2 birdies, and then there's one last obstacle before I can get the item I'm after. Well, technically 2 more, but the second one is the enemy that has the item. Okay, all right, here we go. Now, so that down there, that's our target. I should be able to beat it. If I don't, I can always just kind of cheese it. But okay, now remember how I said the first boss is on that other bridge? The second boss is across this bridge. I'm not going to fight this boss first, but there is an item on the way there that is very nice to get. But here's a trap. And the best way to deal with this trap is to watch that ball up top. Come on, light it. There you go. There you go. Now, get the hell out of the line. And there they go. There we go. Sweet. Oh, sweet Molotovs. So, yeah. Their trap took them out, and I just got out of the way. But, once again, this is not the enemy. Nor are these ones up here. It's gonna be... I want to trigger that guy, but I don't want to trigger the other guy. So, come on, big boy, let's go. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Shouldn't brag too much. Those guys are very easy to parry, but, shining coins. Those aren't really going to help me much right now, but... That will help me right now. As a matter of fact, that'll help me a lot right now. Okay, now this is where we're going. This is a long ladder, but it takes you to the very end in the back of that tunnel. So now you can see what the damn thing was in there that is a pain in the ass. And what is it? What could it be? It's a giant pig. And yes, I swear to God, it's a giant pig. So, the plan is to backstab him and do as much damage as possible. And hope to God I can Molotov him before he gets up. Okay, there we go. Rectal exam, piggy. Oh man, that did enough damage. Wow. I didn't realize it would do enough damage. I thought I'd at least have... Man. Wow. I've done a good job with the build so far. That's pretty cool. Okay, anyway. That's the item we've wanted. The Saw Hunter badge. The badges are... yeah, just activate it. Emote. The badges... basically what they are... in the game, the relics of past hunters. In fact, I'll read the item description. But the messengers in the hunter's dream, the ones that sell you the items, if you're carrying badges, recognizable badges, they give you access to different gear. And obviously, the gear, a lot of it is stuff that you can only get once you get the badge, but this one in particular lets you access, I believe it's this one, lets you access the weapons and gun that you didn't pick when you started the game as your default. And I really want to get the pistol now, because I want to see if it really is the blunderbuss or if it's just my timing. But so I'm doing all right, like against these guys, where it's really easy to, you know, get the timing. You know what? Oh no, I don't want you to see me now. Okay. Now I want you to see me. Come on. There you go. Come on. I don't want your buddy to see me. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. Yeah. It's... Those guys, aside from their multi-hit attack, which is very difficult. Here we go. That's one of them. But that's not it. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, damn it. I missed. Man. See, I'm not having a hard time hitting the timing. I'm having a hard time hitting the spot I need to get to. I'm just going to beat this guy the old-fashioned way, I guess. Yeah, screw it. There we go. I got my blood files back. Okay. Now I should have plenty of, oh, what do you call it? Echoes to level up and get a couple items. And level up my saw spear. Now, I'm going to just take care of this upkeep, and then we are going to go after boss number 1. It's finally time. Been stalling, but it's finally time. Oh, I did get some blood to do as well. Oh, and let me... Yeah, so, okay. The badge of a workshop-sanctioned hunter. So, let's see the item description. A badge crafted long ago at the workshop, which obviously this is the workshop, the hunter's workshop, attests to one's prowess as a hunter of beasts. The workshop is gone, and no group recognizes this meaningless badge except the messengers in the bath, who understand its profundity. Man, that word, I don't think I pronounced it right, but I guess it's a derivative of profound. But anyway, certain things can only be entrusted with a hunter in possession of this badge, or so they believe. So, yeah, that's essentially this was given out to hunters that I'm not going to read this one yet. That one's more important for later. But the hunters who went to the workshop were given this badge. Now, obviously, people who hunt, like, the guys walking up and down the streets, they might be hunting beasts, or, you know, they might be saying they're hunting beasts, whatever. But to be an actual hunter, there's a very specific look and weaponry and garb to hunters. The guys in the streets, those are pretty much just average civilians with whatever weapons they can find, working as more of a militia than actual hunters. But during certain points of the lore, which we'll get to pretty soon, you'll find out that certain sects of the hunters would essentially recruit civilians to work alongside them. We'll talk about that even more other than that for now, but that's why it's common for them to be out doing that. But at the same time, they're not a hunter like your character is a hunter, or like Eileen the Crow, who we met in the last episode. She's a hunter. Those are very different. So anyway, so it's 8 for the next upgrade for the threaded cane. Now the saw spear is going to go up 93 plus 9, and that's not too bad of a bonus. Now the reason I want this weapon leveled up now is because the first boss is a beast. And I think I mentioned this before, but beasts are weak to serrated weapons. So any kind of saw-bladed weapon or anything like that, they're weak to those. So, and now look at that. I have way more vials than bullets. It's so crazy how that happens in this game. Anyway, so let's see. I'm gonna use a couple of. I'm gonna try and do this quick. I'm not going to use that one yet. Let's see if I can save that.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well. Let me stand close.
Okay. I'm only going to be able to get one level up anyway. Or, well, nah, it'll probably go up by too much. Okay. Is strength... Yeah, it's going to make the saw blade go up, but... You know what? I think... Yeah. Even though I have great endurance, I think getting it up to 100 would be the best idea. I do have enough for one more... Man, I did the math totally wrong. I thought it'd be more than that, but... Okay, so if I go skill... Wow. That's probably the best idea. Because there's still nothing arcane that I'm going to be able to benefit from yet, so it would be... Unless it's, Nah. No, I need the attack. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. Alright, cool. Sweet. Alright, we're up to 16 skill. And you notice the right-hand weapon 1 and 2 went up by a decent amount because of that point. So,
farewell, good hunt. May you...
So now my cane is a little bit stronger than my saw spear, but and you know that's another part of it. And now see the throwing knives are available to buy here. Here's the weapons that I was mentioning from before, as well as the saw spear, the pistol, and that's about it. So, I really want to get that pistol, so I'm going to go ahead and use that last bit of cold blood. And then I can buy some knives or whatever. Oh no, this is just barely enough. Perfect. Alright, cool. Well, that worked out good. Alright, sweet. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready and do that. I'm gonna light a smoke, and I will smoke it on my way to the boss. So anyway, this first boss is it's a very good boss as far as a first boss for the game. It is challenging, especially for a new player, but it is the basic lessons on how to fight a giant beast. And there's a lot of bosses or just general monsters in game that fit this description. So learning how to deal with them now in a boss is kind of perfect. So as I said before, beasts are weak to fire. They are hurt more by serrated edges. And on large beasts like this one, there's one more feature that you're going to be able to see during the boss fight. I'll just say what it is. It is damaging limbs. So, yeah, that should come up, and hopefully I can give you a demonstration of what that looks like and what the results of it can be. But essentially, it's, once again, it'll only really be a thing against bigger beast creatures, and there are some beasts in the game that are much smaller size, about the size of the men walking around Yharnam. But the big beasts, the big boss beasts, they work a little differently. And there's still many other creatures and factions and other things, but like I said, we'll take this step by step. I do want to, once we get done with the whole game, I'd like to do a short plot analysis video, or just a short discussion on theories and ideas and summaries, because as I wrote in the description, as you see down below, the absolute, just the total respect I have for this game and FromSoftware, and in particular Miyazaki, who is in this day and age with even though Hideo Kojima is working on his new project and he's not under Konami now, he's not gonna be making Metal Gear anymore, obviously, which is just ridiculously sad. And people like even Shigeru Miyamoto at Nintendo, they're starting to slow down. And some of the kind of the legendary game directors, developers are they're starting to come to a point where they're kind of handing the reins off to the next generation of developers, and we're losing a lot of those great minds that we had for gaming and storytelling. But Miyazaki he is one of the modern day equivalents, and Bloodborne is, and the Souls games, all of his games he's directed, and FromSoftware, that team, his team, they're amazing. The way they approach their game design, the way that they how meticulous they are with details, and the lore, the specific requirements for each and every design of monsters and characters and garb and weapons and things like that. It's in fact, there's a quote from Hidetaka Miyazaki, which he was quoted around the time when, in between Dark Souls 1 and 2, if I remember correctly. it was essentially kind of like a his idea on storytelling in video games, and how you can do that effectively. And the quote was, this isn't verbatim, but the quote was something like this: the most important element to any story and characters is the world you create for them to exist in. A well-crafted world could tell its story in silence. I thought that was such an amazingly powerful statement. And when you look at the way he designs his games, item placement, everything from item placement to item descriptions, and bear in mind, you know, this is a Japanese game with a Japanese development team, and Japanese is the first language. And oftentimes when the Souls games have been localized, there's been some small changes, and they haven't been, you know, enough to, you know, make the plot any less, you know, make no sense. But they've occasionally left holes in the lore that are more or less explained, at the very least, much better in the original Japanese text. And I recommend a YouTuber named Vatividya. He does a couple of videos on, now they're on Dark Souls, mind you, but they're on some of the things Miyazaki has, what do you call it? Not Miyazaki, but some of the names that have been in the Dark Souls game, some of the item descriptions, or certain bits of dialogue that somehow or another, when they got translated, either the English development or the English translators, they chose certain translations based on convenience sake. Sometimes they chose it based on Eastern tastes versus Western tastes, and sometimes they did it where there was not really a good way to properly translate it effectively in the Japanese language. A lot of Japanese words and terms are things that we don't have the equivalent word for in English. For example, there are a lot less words, from what I understand, that are descriptive of things like, what am I thinking? What was it? Is it like a group of people versus people in general, or even things like a man versus man. It's like, you know, you'd think of man or mankind, but a man, and sometimes those things get confusing. So anyway, there's a YouTuber named Vatividya who goes into great detail on a couple of videos about Dark Souls, where you learn those kinds of things. And from what I understand, he was either planning to do one of those videos about Bloodborne, or it might already be up. I'm not sure, but in any case, it's very interesting. And if you're interested in the lore of Bloodborne, it's definitely helpful. If you're interested in the lore of Dark Souls, it's definitely very helpful, because ultimately, you know, no matter what language you play the game in, the Japanese version is its first language, and it's essentially canon. You know, I think most people would agree that the Japanese version is pretty much canon. So, considering that fact, I pretty much smoked this whole cigarette without going to the boss, but oh well. So anyway, sorry about that, but since Japanese is the first language, the plot makes a lot more sense when it's all in Japanese, and usually given the choice, I will listen to a dub over, I will listen to Japanese dialogue with subtitles as opposed to a dub, but in this game, number one, that's not really there anyway, and number two, in all honesty, Dark Souls and Bloodborne, the English voice acting is done very well, and considering the setting, I like it. It works well. So, but these are the things that when you start digging deep into the lore, you know, you find out, and it's weird, but... Damn it, it went out. Okay, there we go. Now, oh, damn it. No, it's still... Okay. Alright, guys. It's boss time. Here we go. Oh, there'll be time to do this before I get closer. I need to use one of those blood vials, to be honest. Okay, here we go. One thing about FromSoftware games, no matter which one, whether it's Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, or any numbered entry, the bosses are almost always a major highlight for just about anyone playing the games. The boss fights in these games are always very epic and almost like a very, very large, very intense mini game. Because even though you're playing the same game with the same moves and the same character, it's like there are very specific strategies, sometimes specific weapons or items that will help or whatever. But regardless, the boss fights are always very exciting. So, in this first one, like I said, it's a great introductory boss fight. Let's see what some quick stuff. That one's coming. Come on, dude. Get over here. What are you doing? You couldn't wait to get a hold of me every other time. One hit, sweet. There you go. Get over here. See that? That is a nice transforming weapon ability. Anyway, okay. Now, almost there. That's right, I forgot. I want to put this in. Okay. One last group. I actually haven't fought these guys yet, which I forgot, but yeah, one last group over here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to buy knives. Oh yeah, I didn't have enough for knives. Come on, big boy. I guess I'll just use a pebble. Come on. Get over here. Get over here. No, lock on. There you go. Oh, there. I missed it again. There we go. I really hope he drops some blood vials because I don't want to be down a blood vial going into the fight. He did. See. It's alright being down bullets because in this fight the bullets aren't really helpful, but in this situation the cane's good. And there we go. Okay. Now. Oh, okay, items. A couple other things I gotta put in place. Get rid of the pebbles, get rid of the throwing knives. Put the oil urns in. And I should put this there just in case. Oh, whoops. Okay. Alright. Oh, Yes, sir. You know it. It's boss fight time. I'm just trying to decide. To be honest, I don't really know. He only has melee. And I would guess that would be blunt. I'll give it a try. I mean, to be honest, it's probably not gonna make that big of a difference anyway, but, just to be err on the side of caution, I think that's a better idea. I think that's a better idea. So, alright. Now. All right, whew. Okay, here we go. I always get so nervous before boss fight. Honestly, I shouldn't, but then again, I died to the werewolf in this version, so let's see what happens. Thank you, MLA. You know I will. All right, let's do it. Nah, I'm just gonna. I love this entrance, by the way. Check this shit out. Is. And I got my one insight. Those arms. Ooh. Oh yeah, I got good defense. Unlock. There we go. It's gonna be hard to talk during this. Let me, commentary might not be too great. Oh shit! No, not like this. Get me out of there. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Oh! Unlock! Unlock! How'd I lock on? Didn't mean to lock on. Oh shit, there he comes! Oh wait, that's right, he jumps to the other side. Whoops. No, get me out of there. So one bad part about this arena. There goes the leg. I think. Oh wait, no, it didn't. Okay. Oh, he's getting serious. Oh, I did get the leg because he just regenerated it. Oh, get me out of there. Hey, you know what? I don't want to get those yet. Roll through. Roll through. There we go. Ah, shit. Yeah, I did wound this leg. That red around it is regeneration. Oops. Ah, get me out of there. Off. Oh, no. Through. There we go. Oh, he hit me again. Get out of there. Oh, man. Whoops. No, no, no. Go through. Go through. There we go. Heal. Damn it. He's sideswiping a lot more now. There we go. Oh, I'm stuck there. Get out of there. Ah. Okay, I almost got him now. Use the blood vial. Oh. There we go. His legs are wounded. He's not moving nearly as fast. And he's regenerating them, but he doesn't have enough time. That's right. There we go. And there's the Sword Hunter badge. Next badge. As I said before, the badges give you more items. Oh, that's how it's done. That's how we do. Anyway, like I said, that is a great, awesome boss fight for your first boss fight. As you can see, with big enemies too, like I said, with the lock-on mechanic, it's it can be you know, a matter of life and death to stay locked on versus to not stay locked on. It's yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thanks, MLA. Yeah, man, that was intense. I haven't played. It's been a while since I played this. So, whew, man. All right. And as you notice, oh, that's right. I mentioned this before, but damn it, sorry, hit my pop filter. I mentioned this before, but you see my insight went up by quite a bit. You get 1 insight point for viewing the boss, and then you get a certain amount more insight when you defeat the boss. So the boss gave me 1 more insight, bringing it up to 2 when I saw him, and then 3 insight for defeating him. So now I'm up to 5, which now as you gain more insight, as I mentioned before, insight has a lot of different different uses and affects things in the world in very, very different ways. So anyway, excuse me. So this is an important description. The Sword Hunter badge. Badge of the Swordsman Hunters under the Church's blessing. Now this is where things start to get interesting with the story. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church. The silver sword is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was the first of many healing church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. So, as you saw, we just fought a cleric beast, and obviously, yeah, that's a pretty damn hideous beast. But the interesting bit of lore that you catch from this particular item is that the Healing Church had its own hunters. So the Church Hunters, that's another sect that, as I mentioned before, that there's the Hunters, the Healing Church, and the Bergenworth Scholars, and I'll be introducing those all as they appear and become more influential to the story. But at this point, we do learn that the church had its own brand of hunters. And in fact, well, I'm going to level up first, but then I'll show you what we have at the shop there.
Welcome home, good hunt. What is it you desire? Very well. Let me...
Okay, so, I do have enough for 2 levels, I'm sure. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now while I have a point to spare, because I don't want to wait until I find an item where I need the arcane. In fact, I should probably do that with strength too, even though it's not going to help me out too much yet. But then again, you know, I am noticing that, well, my health isn't that bad. Actually, to be 100% fair, my endurance, is what could use the boost the most right now. I'll go ahead and do that. I really like having an overabundance of stamina, because as you can see, managing your stamina in a game is extremely important. You know, making sure that you have enough to dodge and to attack, and that you can find a safe distance and wait for it to refill back up. So
farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
So anyway, so let's check this. Oh, did I get? No, I didn't. Damn, I thought I had some more cold blood due. But anyway, we could at least see what's here. Ooh, man. So this is actually, I really need to save up 2,000 so I can get that, because that's a really nice item. So I don't have to use the torch. It doesn't give off as much light as the torch, but then you can still use your gun and your main weapon and have some kind of light. Hunter Chief Emblem. Now this one is something that comes up very soon, but and our first church hunter weapon, the Kirkhammer, 16 strength. I'm nowhere near that, but you could read the description. So a trick weapon typically used by healing church hunters. On the one side, an easily handled silver sword. On the other side, a giant obtuse stone weapon characterized by a blunt strike and extreme force of impact. The church takes a heavy-handed, merciless stance towards the plague of beasts, an irony not lost upon the wielders of this most symbolic weapon. So, obviously, the implication being that despite the fact that the church hunters were you know, ultimately trying to protect people from the beast plague, they also were very merciless with the beasts, which is obviously to an extent understandable, but then you start to question, you know, the relationship between the beasts and people, and obviously they're a threat to each other, but at this point it seems like, you know, people transform. Is there any way to stop them from transforming or heal the beast curse or what? The idea of pale blood is the only clue you have from the sick room. So anyway, oh, and this is actually what I need to save up for, the repeating pistol. This is one of my favorite weapons as far as the ranged weapons, but anyway, so, let's check, oh, I need to go get another, vial from Yusefka. Put that there. Go back to the cane. So how long have I done? Okay, I'm almost at an hour and a half. Now, there is another boss. I could try and do it. But, well, to be honest, this is, after this boss, this is where things start really opening up. The world starts, growing significantly as the pathways start branching off by quite a bit. But to get there, the next boss, that's the boss where things start heating up. That's definitely, you know, the cleric beast was a warm up. This next boss, he is he's the gatekeeper. He's the one that you got to worry about. A lot of people. Oh, oops. Oh wait, no, I want to go. A lot of people when they first played this game, people especially who had never played any of the Dark Souls games, this boss is the first part of the game that really got them stuck. And it's understandable. He's a difficult fight. I think I could do it though. I think I can do it. I really want to give it a shot. I might as well give it a shot. And besides which, I do need to, but I really do want to make sure I keep the pace up because I'm making good progress so far. So, Gilbert has some information.
I see. But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed. You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you?
Nope, I sure don't. But in any case, we already opened that. That's the elevator down to the bridge with the flaming ball that gets rolled down. Like I said, that's where the next boss is. I want to go back to the clinic because I want to get another vial. That gate over there, I'm gonna open that till way later. That's right. So, by the way, it seems like the online connection definitely wasn't what was making the it's like right there, it's something's wrong with this controller.
You're safe, thank goodness. But I'm afraid nothing will change. I cannot open the door. I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help you, if only in some small way. Now go. I pray for your safety.
You know what? That reminds me, though. I do kind of need to finish her side quest. Well, maybe I can get it done. I don't know. Let's see if I have enough time. I think when you beat the next boss, it starts getting... I can't remember if it's completely cut off or if you can still do it, but it does change that. So, anyway, I could try and take this bastard on now, even though this dude's a freaking pain. Those guys are leaving. I can't remember what's over here. Is there an item over here? I at least see that much. If there's an item over here, I'll do it. No, there isn't. But he saw me already. Ah, see how little damage I do. I can get him. Oh, whoops. Oh, now I'm in trouble. Oh, ooh, that was close. That's right, he blocks. Do your lifting attack. Come on. Do it. Do it. Damn it. Isn't it? There we go. I got this bastard. Give me a hug. No. No, no. I'm not hugging you. Oh, how did that miss? There we go. Ooh, that's right. He drops that. I don't think I could use it yet. No, I can't use it yet, but I already have one. Gemstones are kind of like in Diablo. You can socket them into weapons. Once you level weapons up, at level 2 they open up their first slot. I think the second one's at level 6 and the last one's at level 9. Oh man, why couldn't I do the jump attack? There we go. Oh, come on. Oh man. It doesn't want me to do a jump attack right now. Come on, put back. Man. Douche. There we go. They're just playing with me now. Jeez. Anyway. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do here. But I think I've pretty much got everything. Is there anything I should pick up? Well, I really should, at the very least, get one more level up before the for the boss fight. Let me see. Well, there's one area I didn't go, but there's really nothing there. And I don't want to go that way. It's not even worth it. Oh, you know what? I should just go ahead and use this. Like I said, I want to finish her side quest, so... I guess this is kind of a good idea. I can go and get some extra supplies while I'm here. Oh, he already broke it. Here it comes. Whee. Screw it. Come on. There we go. Alright, there we go. Stocking up on extra goodies. Okay. Now, I can't remember. I can't remember how many blood echoes I needed to level up one more time. So level 20. What would be the easiest way to get them? Take these two guys out. Actually, you know, it would probably work because it's just kind of... Yeah, take these two guys out, and then... Here we go. Come on up here, big boy. I really don't want to farm for too much of the game. I don't want to have you guys watch me farming, so there we go. Wow. I'm getting my parry timing down perfect again. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I know what I can do. I can, I can take these guys out on the bridge. That should give me a decent amount of, points. Here it comes. Oh, whoa, look out, he made it. Anybody else make it? No. Okay. Oh, no! There was another one! Whoa, what the hell? What happened there? There we go. Alright, whatever. Okay, screw it. There's this guy, the other guy, and there's two other strong enemies up at the top, so take care of that, and then yeah. Okay, I got my gun parries down again. This is a damn curse. Okay, so sorry, we're gonna have to make this trek one more time after this one, but yeah, this is these guys should be worth a decent amount of experience, and if it's not enough, I can sell at least something. Should be enough to get. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that timing. That's how we do. Blood vials, blood vials, blood vials, and gold hunter mark. Okay, so that is our destination next. That is where our boss fight is. 1,710. Where do I have my inventory? I could sell my old, my original gear, I guess. I wonder how much the hunter's marks go for. Man. Ooh, I took out the executioner guy with the axe. Man, see, that's it. And then I started running around in circles there. I really hope that doesn't screw me over in the boss fight. Oh, here, I could take care of these dogs, and then I can take care of one more of those, Actually, I could take care of that whole room. That's an easy room to clear out, so. Whoa, there you go, Fido. There we go. I missed it again. That's the first time I tried to attack that bastard. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I'll have more than enough. Yeah. One more kill, I should be good. Just gonna get this bastard. He comes up the stairs. And you know what? I'm not even gonna bother running. I'm just gonna use the hunter's mark. Oh, whoops, I screwed that up. There we go. Didn't screw that one up. There we go. Okay, sweet. We're in business. 2090. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. You know what? I just remembered something too. I could just do something else real quick. Oh, you know what? Do I have to go back to the hunter's dream or do? I think I do. Oh well. I'll go back to Yosefka's clinic when I okay. Oh, here, just as an insurance policy. To make sure I have enough. Take you out. Oh, you're not dead? There you go. Now you're dead. There we go. Yeah, 2,142. I should be good. Okay. Alright, sorry for the time I needed to grind there, guys, but level 20 seems like a good round number. This boss is gonna be tough. Oh, that's right, the doll's gone already. Huh. She does move from time to time, but she's usually only in one of a few spots. Yeah. I won't say anything now, but this gravestone right here is very important. It's gonna be way, way, way later.
Welcome home.
And I'm talking,
what is it you desire?
like,
very well.
near end game later.
Let me stand.
But 500 more points? Wow, really?
Farewell, good. May you.
Huh. That sucks. Okay, well, what do I have that's worth something? How many do I have? I have 20 plus 7. I have 22 blood vials. I don't like selling them, but let's go ahead and... There's no way I'm going to end up using... Sell 5. How much is that now? Okay, I'm almost there now. I can't sell Madman's Knowledge. That's a definite no-no. I could sell an oiler. Huh. I could sell the blunderbuss, although... Oh, you know what? That's... Screw it. Yeah, I'm never going to be wearing these again. These are... I kind of like the garb and the hood, especially the hood, because sometimes I want to do little, what do you call it? Fashion souls or fashion born, but in any case,
Welcome
I'm never going to be
home.
using
What
those
is it?
again, so there we go.
Very well. Let me.
Now I got enough. Okay, so this fight, I think I should do vitality because Yeah, that put me up to 40 defense. To be honest, this guy does pack a hell of a wallop. And my endurance is looking good. My health could probably use a bit of a boost. I'm level 20 and I only have 12. Yeah, I better get that. Yeah, okay. Alright.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Okay, I hope I can repair my weapon because, oh yeah, no problem. Okay, and don't forget to grab the, I can't remember if, when you go to the Hunter's Dream and you sell items, specifically blood vials, I can't remember if they replenish or not, so make sure that they get them back. Okay. Have to go to the clinic so I can get a vial, but yeah, so. Oh, I keep meaning to mention this, but to anybody who's watching this stream and who would like to co-op anything on one of the live streams with me, or just want some help with something, I'm down with that too. For those of you who don't know, another purpose of Insight, I keep forgetting to mention this, but the beckoning bell, the bell that allows you to meet up with a partner for online co-op.
You are safe, but I'm afraid nothing will change my... I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help.
Yay! I always accidentally
This
do it.
night is long, but morning always comes.
Her dialogue's starting to change
Someone
now.
of your caliber won't fail us. I am certain. And once the night of the hunt ends, we can speak face to face.
Okay.
Then I can finally see what you look like. I shouldn't be thinking this, but I am rather looking forward to it. So please, be careful out there.
Okay, yeah. Now, you know, she's adamant about not opening the door to make sure that, as she says, you know, there's no risk of infection. But the thing is, as the dialogue goes on, she starts to kind of stray away from that more and more. You start to wonder, what is it exactly that she is trying to do in there? And I promise you, you will find out later. Say later. FromSoft games are like that a lot, with plot points that you have to remember specific details of past interactions. And hey, get back here. Don't really care about killing everybody. I'm gonna go. Going straight for the boss. Once I get there, I got a surprise for you guys about the strategy to beat this boss, as a matter of fact. I'm not going upstairs. Just gonna get these. Yeah, you can kind of see this gun there in that shot finally. I didn't even think to point that out, but yeah. When I was talking about that earlier, I forgot to mention that the gun in his hand. You actually do see the gun in his hand, which honestly I did forget. But okay. Oh. hurry up. I'm not fighting you guys. I don't want to risk any blood vials right now. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. We're good. They move too slow to really even catch up, so... Toodaloo. Oh, yeah, now, in case I die, here's another little, I send the elevator back up, so that I can pull the crank. So trust me, you die to a boss over and over again, it gets really annoying when you try to, keep getting back to the boss fight, and you have to keep pulling the lever, wait for the elevator, get on the elevator, put it down, get down here, kill these guys. Depending on the boss and depending on how hard it is, one of the most annoying parts can be how long it takes just to get to the boss. If the trek is a pain in the ass or not. There we go. Get out of there. Oh, still got another one. This guy has no more. Okay. Blood vial. Alright, we're almost to the, it's actually the last boss and the end of, Central Yharnam. After this, we will make it to the Cathedral Ward. So, that's another reason why I really want to make sure I get this part done, because, I'd love to make sure I start the next session out moving on to a new area. Oh man, I missed it! Oh shit! Oops. That sucks. How did I miss that? Oh jeez. Oh whoops. Man, now I'm really screwing myself up. There we go. Dirty bastard. Screwed me over really bad there. Wasted a bunch of bullets and all you had was... damn it. Ah well. If I have to, I'll use Yosefka's file. But there's a good chance that these... Oh, he dropped one. There we go. There's a good chance these guys should drop one. Come on, man. There we go. An oil urn? Please let it be a... Ah, son of a bitch. Ah, well. Well. Oh yeah, I'm down one blood vial. But I might as well go ahead and finish this off and make some room. So here's what I'm going to do. Use this. Move this because I wanted to get this whole thing cleared out. Now, this is going in. The little girl from the last episode who said that her mother went missing, forgot the music box, played her father's favorite song, and it reminded her father of his family. So, as you could probably guess, something nasty's about to happen up here. There's going to be any need for anything Okay, now I know this guy's weapon is... I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive his weapon is blunt, so... So yeah, I'm definitely wearing the right gear. Okay, the only question is, which weapon should I use? I think... That's a good question. I'll start with the saw spear. What's the difference in power now? Oh, it's 2 points. Okay, it's not that bad. Oh, but just in case, I do not want to accidentally switch to the torch. It might not be a bad idea to have the blunderbuss handy, though. In fact, I'm going to switch to the blunderbuss because I think you, at the very least, his first stage you can parry him. But, so, all right, here we go.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Father Gascoigne. So as you can see by, oh man, as his garb, can't quite tell this yet, but he's a churchman. Me, boy. Oops. Doing really good damage. Gotta get away from the gunshot, though. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Damn gravestones. Oh man, I do not have high blood tinge defense, so. Oh shit.
What's that smell?
He starts getting more aggressive now.
The sweet blood. Oh, it seems to me it's enough to make
How they went through that? Jeez. Didn't mean to do that. Ah, you bastard. Oh, he's... Oh, wait. Oh, I missed it. Man, that would have got me some great damage. Actually managed to... Damn it. Come on. That damn shotgun. Oh, shit. Now I'm in trouble. Get me out of there. Oh, I could have parried that, too. That was dumb. Damn it. Ah, you bastard. There we go. No, no! How do I keep missing it? Oh, shit. Don't let me go down that way. Oh, whoops. Man, I'm gonna eat through all my damn vials. Damn it. As long as I don't die. Oh, that shot. There we go, got it. Sweet. That hurt. What the hell? Oh, here we go. There we go. The music box stuns him. Wow, that did enough to... Wow. Oh, I was not expecting that. Holy hell. I didn't think it was going to do that much damage. Wow. Jeez, okay. So, okay, just so in case you guys didn't figure that out, so, as I said before, the tiny music box, this was the girl's father, obviously. He's a church hunter, but he was going drunk with blood rage, which is what transformed him into a beast at the end. And when he was transformed into a beast playing the music box, thank you, MLA. Man, that was totally unexpected. It was going rough for a while. I landed so many good parry shots, and then I missed the visceral attack, and it's like, oh, man. But anyway, so I play the tune on the music box, and it stuns him, and it stuns him just long enough for you to get it behind him and land a backstab. And I figured I could get it. I didn't think I had done enough to kill him, though. But, man, that really damaged. So, yeah, man. And to be honest, it's pretty hard to hit. There's been so many times where I can't even tell you how many times I have ended up using the music box and him being like his back to this, and then I can't get behind him. I can't land a backstab. I can attack a couple times, and that's about it. And when he's in that beast form, he starts moving extremely fast, and he starts hitting very, very hard. So that's where it's, I mean, like, up until that point, he's kind of rough, but once you get to the point of him going full beast, then it gets really, really rough. So he dropped a key to Odin Chapel, which actually is just right up here, but this gate right here. But there is one more item here that's very important storyline-wise, and that is there's this woman up here, the red jeweled brooch. And as you remember, the little girl said her mom wore a beautiful red jeweled brooch and you couldn't miss it, which I will finish that side quest the next time I play. But before I do that, I just want to move on to the next area because, like I said, I'm going to start the next session by entering this area, and it'll just take a second for me to get there. So, the Odin Tomb Key. Man, I need a cigarette after that one. Jeez. Wow. I mean, I've beaten Father Gascoigne pretty easily before. I beat him on the first try before. I have never done it that way, though. I've never actually successfully got off the backstab and had it be the coup de grace. Like, I've never had that happen. So, I'm pretty stoked, actually. That was sweet. You know what's really crazy about this playthrough so far, too? Since I've started playing, like, I've been screwing up on the dumbest shit, like these little parts where it's like I normally have no problem, and on these really big crazy parts where they're tough, I always manage to do something that works out perfect. Getting away from those rats that's a perfect example. But anyway, so oh yeah, so okay, here we go. Some more lore here. Here's another note. And here, finally hear about Byrgenwerth. The Byrgenwerth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. Now, the Byrgenwerth scholars, once again, that's another sect. You you hear about them for a while. You make it to the Byrgenwerth College at about the halfway point of the game, pretty much the halfway point of the game. The Blood Gem Workshop tool. Sweet. sweet. So that is actually that gem that I got off that executioner. Now I can socket it into one of my weapons with that tool. So that's really nice. And we are about to enter a brand new, a whole new world. Yes, we have made it to the Cathedral Ward. Finally made it here. Now this guy right here, this guy is something else. I don't really want to give too much away, but I will say that a lot of people are worried about him in their first playthrough, and rightly so. He looks like he could be a problem, but actually he's a pretty nice guy. So this is Odin Chapel in the center of Cathedral Ward, and we have made it. So I'm going to go ahead and return to the Hunter's Dream. We just barely broke the 2-hour mark, so it looks like that worked out perfect. And that's a good spot right there to cut the stream. So yeah, making great progress. Man, we're moving along very nicely. So far only one death too, and it was to the stupid werewolf that I managed to get away from the first time. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, that's, I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the little bit of upkeep, repair my weapons, level up, and buy a couple things. And I will save the rest of, well, I'll save the exploring of Cathedral Ward and beyond for the next session. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far, or the playthrough so far. I'm trying to keep the lore integral. Like I said, I really want to, I don't want to make this a what do you call it, like a dedicated lore through, but I do want to implement the basic details of the lore as we go along, because to be honest, I think this is probably one of, I really love H.P. Lovecraft. I love his work, and as far as like that genre of writing goes, the cosmic horror, to have a Japanese game director like Hidetaka Miyazaki write cosmic horror and turn it into a game like this, is just the storyline is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. The artwork, the design, everything is done so well in this game, and it's one of the, I think one of the greatest games of all time, definitely. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Hope you guys enjoy the throwing in some tips there too, in case you guys are planning on playing this game and need a few pointers here and there. And also, hopefully, if anybody does want to join up for a little PvE, some co-op or whatever, let me know. My PSN ID is AxumRed. You can find that obviously on Transatlantic Gaming, the YouTube channel. And yeah, so hit me up anytime, and let's do some exploring. So, but to everybody else, thank you very much for watching the stream today, guys. I really appreciate it. More Bloodborne to come soon. Hopefully some fighting game footage to come soon as well. Yeah, and other than that, just gonna keep on trucking. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I am Cory Dean, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.